turn my phone off because apparently I'm super popular today. I mean, that's a good problem to have, right?
Oh yeah, the best. You're always popular though.
Listen, you've not really had a party till you partied with Jenny Enloe. I'll tell you that. And we have lots of those this weekend. And I think people put me in charge because it's kind of like Rebecca. They don't know what to expect. It's going to be fun. Oh, thank you. Just this lip is that one they had a couple. Oh, it came with the matching liner, Shawnee. And then so that's this. I wear it all the time. Our powerful pink. You will always see me in that. And then the eyes is, they had the 2 pink quads that now are amethyst, kind of looks like that. But I do that all the time. Everyone's like, what do you got on your eyes? I love it. But yes, so Bree, yes, we have tons of parties, and apparently I'm in charge of all of them because they learned that it's fun. It's fun when I do a party.
Yeah, it's always a party when you're around.
I know. I'm like, listen, if I'm going to do it, we're going to have fun doing it. Otherwise, good grief, why would I do it? So,
this is true.
I decided a few years back that you just got to live your life to the fullest and live your best days and be happy doing whatever you're doing. And so if I'm not happy and enjoying myself, then I'd better just stay in bed. Or I'm just not going to do it. I told them, I'm not going to do that. It doesn't sound fun to me. And they're like, even like at doctor's office, I'm like, no, that doesn't sound fun to me. And they're like, that's not really how this works. I'm like, well, my life, it does. It better be fun or we're not doing it. Enjoy it, right? To the fullest. Okay, I'm going to give everybody like 1 more minute. I think someone just messaged me. Let me make sure. Everyone's asking for the thing. You know how that goes. Ta-da! Okay, ladies. So we're going to share a little bit. When Cleta asked me to do something, I don't know, months back, she said, Jenny, you've done National Quarter Sharing how many times? I said 14 times. And so she's like, I want you to share how, and girls, I will tell you, and men, if they're watching, I literally can do National Quarter sales and or recruiting and not sharing. I should say, sorry, not recruiting, sharing and really not try. And I think it's because of some systems I have in place and some things that I'm passionate about. And then what we did when we did that, because everyone keeps asking for that recording. I don't know, maybe I was just on my A game that day. I don't know. But I'm going to share some of the things that I shared at that and why I'm passionate about it and how it comes naturally for me and how I've created, because even back in the day when I did DIQ, like I went 6 people deep in my DIQ team. I was not the strong team builder, believe it or not. So I believe if you're not good at something, you learn how to become good at it, right? And so then I did, and I'm just very passionate about that part of my business. And so that's how, a lot of people say I can double court because I will do unit club if you're a unit. And then, I do my national court of sales. Most people get that, right? We know how to do that. And then I say I struggle with sharing, and I'm like, I probably would do that even before I did the sales sometimes, but that's how my triple court comes simpler. And so everyone's been asking for that. I don't have Cleta's recording. We lost everything. I had a system glitch. We'll say that. A little hacker got in through Zoom and literally shut down my whole computer system. So some of my recordings are not there. I don't know if Cletus, I could probably ask her, but if you want that too. But what we did is I'm going to share a few things. I'm going to open it up for questions and answers, because here's what I learned when anytime anybody ever asked me to train about sharing and how I do that and some of those steps I do and kind of how I, your DIQ is like, how do I do it quicker? I got to do this. And some are like, I just want to do it authentically. And there's all ways, there's no wrong ways. But what I've discovered is everybody usually has questions and are usually doing the right steps. They just need to tweak a couple things. Wouldn't we all agree? And so be thinking what your questions would be. I'm already almost done with National Quarter recruiting already this year. And everyone's like, how do you? I'm like, I don't know. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I've been doing Mary Kay for 22 years. And there's lots of reasons why I share, but I tell all the time, you can take my diamonds, you can take my trips, you can take my cars, you can take everything, but you better leave me my people. Okay. Because I can always rebuild, but I really love this company. So the first thing is if you're new and you're like, I mean, any smart business, savvy business person would look at Mary Kay's marketing plan and be like, yep. I mean, and some men do this, but most men in corporate America that wouldn't do Mary Kay, they're like, that marketing plan is top notch. Girls, it's taught at Harvard, it's taught everywhere. And so anybody would want to do it for the brass tacks of doing Mary Kay because no one makes 50%, no one has dual income, like we're dual marketing, right? So I really do highlight, and girls, I can share in like 10 minutes fast, because bottom line, you could take your weekly accomplishment sheet and share the opportunity. That's how I was taught to share way back in the day. We would print it off and it would say, I worked 2 hours, but I made $400. I mean, it's not rocket science. I mean, people catch on real quick. So the marketing plan is not the issue. The issue typically for us is us. It's right here. And we prejudge. We make assumptions for people. And you know what assuming does? Just gonna say that. And we make executive decisions for somebody else's lives that we're not qualified to make. No one is qualified to make an executive decision on my life. And I have never felt I'm qualified to make that decision for them either. I always tell them, girl, I love your face, but I'm never going to take food out of your mouth. So I always give everybody the choice. And if you haven't caught on yet, what Mary Kay is really about is choices, my girlfriends. It's freedom, it's choice. You know, they can choose to buy our product, just like I let them try, right? They can choose to buy our product or they can choose to use brand X. Either way, I'm going to love them. I'm going to watch them wrinkle, but I'm going to love them while they do it. And I'm still going to look smoking hot with my great skincare, right? But again, sharing the opportunity is still, it's literally giving them a choice. And sometimes I hear this all the time, oh, I don't have anybody to share with, or I don't know what I'm doing, or whatever. You know, we have all these excuses that we claim are reasons. Okay. Now, so if I step on some toes, I'm very sorry about it, but just know I'm doing it out of love because I don't want you in your own way. And sometimes you're the link that could be destroying someone's future. And we don't think about it that way. Okay. What if you are the thing that you're the only Mary Kay contact they've ever going to reach or have access to? And for whatever reason, you're not sharing fear or own insecurities or whatever that is. What if her doing Mary Kay, she's the next Kathy Halou or Gloria or whatever, and that is how she would feed her baby? Because sometimes we don't know what happens behind closed doors, and we don't know, again, we should be making executive decisions for other people. And so I share with everyone, and I tell everyone, it's never the marketing plan that is the issues, it's us. Okay, so I'm going to tell you some things that I learned. I had the privilege and honor of going through, well, I shouldn't say honor, going through health stuff years back. And I got the honor due to that to sit at the feet of Rena Tarbett. We had many conversations. And that was the pivot point for me. And, you know, we all hear that Mary Kay, you know, we hear the story that when we share, she'll say, oh, I don't find you selfish. Like, why would you be selfish? You know, and we think we're not being selfish. We're just not wanting to be pushy. Stop it. Stop it right now. Everyone says, I don't want to be pushy, but you're just making stuff up. Because if you don't want to be pushy, you're naturally not going to be pushy. And so we're like, I don't have enough information. Stop it. Nope. There's plenty of training at our fingertips. And guess what? You don't have to know everything. You have upline, you have your director or your recruiter or your national or the company or things like this. Technology is amazing. You could do Mary Kay on a deserted island and never talk to another Mary Kay person and still become a national sales director. There's plenty at our feet. Oh gosh, you know, I don't think she would want to do it because nope, make a decision for her. Did she tell you no? Did she tell you? So when I do my appointments, ladies, it doesn't matter if it's a class or facial, I share and I tell them, listen, I tend to collect people. And I know it sounds kind of creepy, but I love people. And if I love you, so take this as a compliment, I want to share some information about Mary Kay because it's not your mama or grandma's Mary Kay anymore. And the compensation plan has changed. It's great training for me. Can I borrow you? I mean, sometimes I'll just say, girl, you're sharp. Can I borrow your ear? It doesn't have to be this long-winded ordeal where you're like all complex that you got to, you know, everyone. And girls, I still say I'm practicing because doesn't this company improve all the time? And we are practicing. You know what? There are so many different personalities. I have never done the same share appointment the same way twice. I will never say the same thing. Everyone say, repeat that. I'm like, girl, I can't repeat again. It just comes out, just won't. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but I am duplicatable. My systems are duplicatable, but I'm definitely not, I'm authentic and genuine in what I mean. I'm not ever going to give you a fake compliment. I mean, no one ever guesses, because even if I don't say it, my face says it. So no matter what I'm doing, you will always know where you're at with me. And so when I ask him, I just say, I just take it as an honor and privilege to share something with you. I don't know if you like to save money. You probably never do Mary Kate a million years. There's a reason I say that. Okay. But could you do me the honor and just give me your feedback? You're sharp, girlfriend. I seriously want some feedback. They just changed some things. And I would, compared to other things in the world, I would love to know what you think. Ask them. And then guess what? Why do you think their guard's down? I already said Mary Kay's probably something you never do in a million years. So what does she do? Lord heavens. Thank God she's not going to try and make me do something, right? Because no one wants to be pressured to do something, but we love choices. And all I told her was to listen with an open mind. Now, when I sit down with her or over the phone or whatever you're doing with your comfortability right now, I will say, I want you to listen like you asked me to do Mary Kay with me. And she's like, really? And I'm like, well, I think you're sharp. I know it's probably not for you, but I think you'd be amazing for multiple reasons. Tell her before you even start. But this is why I want your opinion. Tell her what is so great about her. Why would you want her on your team, right? Before you even start. And I'll say, I'm going to share some things because when I started 22 years ago, it's way different. And I know so many companies are shutting down right now or letting people go or not bringing people back. And the world's a little crazy. It's kind of on fire right now and we don't know what's happening. But I love what Mary Kay did. And I would love to know from one of my best customers or someone you value or whatever she is to you, what your feedback is. She'll say, okay, girl. And I'll say, now listen, probably when we're done, you're going to be begging me to do Mary Kay, but I told you don't have to do Mary Kay. It's part of this conversation. And she's like, oh, I probably won't want to do that. Right? That's probably what she's going to say. I'm like, okay, great. One thing I'll tell you, what did I just do? I relaxed her. She doesn't think I'm trying to make her do something because what is every other company doing right now? Especially, it's sad but true, direct selling companies. They have turned it into corporate America again. Some of those companies turned it into dog eat dog. And I want people to, girls, I don't care if she buys full price from me or she joins my team. Isn't it win-win for all of us? No matter what they choose to do. I mean, I don't care. I'll shop happily with their money. But if I could benefit her life, and I tell them in that at the end, I'll say, girl, I ask the same questions. Girl, what do you hear that you love best about our company? Okay, if you could make any changes that you think it would be better for women out there and how our business plan works, what would it be? I ask her and I'll say, what's your favorite product? And I'll say, oh, I know you. And, you have everybody's ball games and stuff. Do you know anyone in you're all busy, right? Because let's say it's a friend that, has kids in a million activities. I'll say, you're super busy. Why I thought, you may not want to do it, but why I thought you would be great at it could benefit a lot of people is you're around everyone at soccer, everyone at baseball, you're part of the PTA, you are so convenient for women that can't get to stores or the shipping's out of control and they're out of their products. But most importantly, you try before you buy. And I thought someone like you, so it might not be for you, but birds of a feather flock together, my friend. Who do you know that would be great at Mary Kay? Girls, 99% of the time, they tell me them. They'll say, well, I would be. I said, great. What do you think Mary Kay could do for you? Everything I just hit. I've already overcome the objections before we ever even started. But here's the thing. The point of sharing this business opportunity is not always to get the team member. I want to clarify that. It's to get us talent scout, right? She's more loyal to the product. She's more loyal to you. You now became professional. She's like, oh, she's legit doing Mary Kay. I don't know why that's a shift in their mind when you start sharing and doing other things with them, but it's like a pivot for them. They're like, oh, like you're legit doing. I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna win my car. I told them forever I was earning my car. I don't even think the wheels were even close to being made yet, but I told them that, right? I told them where my goal was. Women love to support women and they'll help you find the right women. but they refer people. They show up to everything. They love me. When I ask them to do things, they're like, yeah, because she understands how it works for me. And like, oh, my girlfriend has to do like 5 parties to make like 10% or something stupid. I'm like, no, I don't. And I'll say, but here's how you can support me. When I leave that sharing appointment, it's about sharing the product and the company in ways that she can benefit as a customer, hostess plan, whatever that is. I cover everything in my marketing. Now, some of you might think, man, Jenny does national corporate recruiting all the time, and she's out there just making sure everyone does Mary Kay. Nope, that is not true. I don't want everybody doing Mary Kay. We want to have customers. And I am very proud to be part of this company. I'm very protective of this company and who comes into this company. And I want the right people. Now, can I control everything? Absolutely not. But if someone says, Jenny, I want to come in, I don't like kidnappers, but I was a personal use consultant. I came in saying, I will not drive your stupid pink car. I don't want your diamonds. I love diamonds just fine. I just didn't have any. And I don't care what car I drive if it's free. Good grief. I didn't want to be pressured. And I said, I don't want to do any of those things. I won't go to meetings. I'm not doing any of that. But can I get my stuff cheap? And I know you don't make rules off the exception. I'm clearly the exception. But I came in, they let me do that. But they weren't dumb. They tied me right in. So I think there's some layering with that. When people say, I'm tired of kidnappers, they come in, they don't do anything and blah, blah, blah. I also feel those sometimes can become the $1 million sales directors. That's where they're coming in, where they're comfortable. And then if they're shown, so how you're getting them in, some people are like, well, they're doing these parties, they're just selling kits and not selling the product. I go all, and when they do double credit, all those things, I'm going to tell you, I do national core recruiting without double credit, without any of the shebang. I just do it. It's because I do that. I share the product. I book them again. I share the information. They can determine if they want to help me grow my business in any idea. And I ask them, what ideas do you think would help me grow my business? They tell me, because guess what ideas they're giving you? The ones who would actually grow their business. When they share their ideas of how it would grow my business, I said, girl, you should do this. Holy cow, you do all those things. That would be easy for you. But girl, I appreciate y'all. Take your money. You say that enough times, they start catching on. That's why your hostesses are your best team members. They just watched you with their friends, right? And then you already set them up on a customer base. Same, nothing has changed in the 58 years of this company. It is to give women an opportunity, to give them a chance, and stop being in your own way and you making a decision. Rita Tarbett was on the phone with me. She said, Jenny, I said, I don't know. I'm just not good at this. I can't figure it out. She said, stop it. That's a lie. That's something you're telling yourself. No one believes that. And she'll say, give me your customer list. This is the biggest lesson I could give you right now. So, I'm a strong team builder, right? If I sat in front of you with all your profiles and I called every single one of your customers and told them and shared them about Mary Kay, would they sign up? Is there something I would say or do magically so you think that they would sign up? And if the answer is, oh, maybe, girl, you better go back and share with her, because not necessarily that a Mary Kay person would swoop in and take her, right? But another company might. Women are leaving corporate America because they're looking for what we have. We've had her for 58 years. They are needing this. So women in the world are needing. That's why they're doing the gold medal contest. People need us, and you are the link to them, and you're not sharing because you're like, some of you, I had one girl, she's like, I just want to make all the money off sales. And I said, Kate, so what if she needs the money to feed her baby? What if she needs the money to get out of an abusive situation and all you're thinking about is dollar signs in your eyeballs, and another company's going to get her, or she's going to go somewhere and go to another Mary Kay party to help a friend that isn't your customer. And she's going to get excited and hear about Mary Kay, and she's going to join because you never gave her the option. You made a decision for her. That is what's wrong with the women sharing in this company. We're not sharing enough. We're not giving them a choice. I know it's kind of my soapbox on this, but then that's why they're going to other companies. Not that the other companies are better. They didn't know about ours. And there is no recruiting situation. I'm going to say that right now. If you've done your job as a beauty consultant and took this as a real, job, this is my job. I'm going to take care of them in all avenues of their business. Any of you could go to any of my people and offer them the sun, moon, stars, and they would not recruit with you. One, they've all heard it, right? And I said, girl, if anything ever changes, I leave them. If anything ever changes, you let me know, because I would be devastated if you ever did Mary Kay with somebody else or another company. Because maybe by then Mary Kay have changed something. If something changes in your life, I always give myself a reason to be able to go back and talk to them again. I layer them. I tie them into guest events. I always make them like my women highlight. I love that. Women need love and compassion to be part of something, and connection, more than they care about money. They need us. That's what our world needs. And I give them that spot. Sometimes it takes them 3 months. I had a girl, Monique, just sign up. We talked, I don't know, her friend's birthday bash. I've been doing those birthday bashes, by the way. They're so fun. 6 months ago. And her daughter was doing a birthday party, and she said, Jenny, can you do it? I said, no, I have a wedding that day, but I can put together a whole care package, head to toe of samples you can do with those women, those girls. I'll tell you how to do it. She's like, what do I owe you? I said, nothing, my friend, I'll do it. Monique has never spent $1 with me, girls. She went to that party, said she wanted everything, did not spend $1, but I've always invited her everything. I've treated her right. I've taken care of her. Then I said, well, I'll just put it together. I'll drop it off. I'll tell you how to use it. She was in tears. She said, I don't have to go do this. I put like one of those cherry sets in there or whatever. And I just said, just so she can have it, she can share it with her friends too, but just a little gift for her birthday. She said, I want the miracle set when you come. I said, oh, great. Are you out of your other stuff now? You ready to do that? She said, yep. Then she called me and said, I'm going to sign up Mary Kay. I've been watching you. I wanted to see if, with no purchase from me, if you would drop me, if I had value beyond my dollar. How many people are looking at that right now? Because she's sick of that. Because what does everybody else do? They attack you to try to make you recruit and do something. I want them in my life for life partners, not business. I want my friends. I want to take care of them. I want to give them opportunities. What they choose to do with it is their business. But I share. So if you're in DIQ, some people have been asking me, how's the quick way to do stuff? So here's a few things I do. One, I have the graphics of everything they would ever need to know about Mary Kay and how to build. Like if they need hey, send me some more information. I have an email that I just mass send right out. I have physical stuff I can give them. Mary Kay has stuff you can buy, or you can make your own team building packet, but things went kind of virtual this year, right? So I have digital graphics. I have them saved in a spot in my phone so I can easily access them. Right now, the gold medal contest, but this is the best time. If I showed up in your customer profiles, who could I get on my team if I shared with them? Because they're going to run into Jenny Enloe. So if you're not, somebody else will. It might not be Mary Kay, but someone else will. You want to know why? They can get in for $30 or $130. Their first order, they have money off. I don't know if I've ever seen that in my 22 years. Mary Kay's helping them. We had the great start. Where in the world does any other company give you bonuses where you can build your full stock on their dollar? Anybody know a place like that? No. They have tax perks right around the corner. Guess what we're all going to get nailed on? Taxes. People need that. They need extra money right now. They're worried about shutdowns again. There's fear. And what we got to give them is something to be excited about, not fearful of. That Monique came in. Girl, she's coming in full stock. She's ready to roll. Who's watching you? I layered her. I included her. And I do that with everybody. So I build the customer, right? That's why we facial. So we build, a connection, or virtually, however you're doing it. You can still build great connection virtually. We've been having so much fun, but you're doing that. Then depending on the personality and who they are and how I connected, I might say, girl, if I sent you a video to watch, or I sent you this to listen to, usually it's me, would you? And a lot of times they'll say, yeah. I'll say, okay, when I meet you for your color appointment, we'll talk about it. Does that make sense? They're hearing more information. I've layered it because maybe they won't book a party yet. They need to meet me a little bit more. Then at that color, I'm either booking a party, right? Because now she knows more. So I'm getting a really solid party, and she's going to give me like 30 or 50 names, right? Or she's somewhat interested, and I can go from there and move on with her, right? I can say, well, tell me about it. And I let them talk, and I let them hear, and I listen to them. What value would this give you? Well, I need a couple $100 extra. What does what would $200 extra a month do for your family? Tell me why is that so important? What life-changing thing is going to happen with your $200? She needs to have an emotional connection. So if you're in DIQ, if you need to speed the process up, that's what I do. I will share my facial. I'll facial them. I'll have them listen to, or maybe me share, or maybe if you guys have pearls of sharing calls or whatever you're doing, I share it before I see them in the next 2 weeks and then I can talk to them in person. So some of you are sharing, but you're not closing. You're not asking her what to do with her next. You're sharing. Well, I shared, nothing happened. Nothing happened. She doesn't know what to do next. You're the one in charge of this rodeo. You got to tell her where to go. Okay. You're in charge. You got the reins. So I'll say, is there any reason you wouldn't want to do it? I love you and I want you part of my team. What do I have to do to get you? Any reason you wouldn't want to do it with me? We're having so much flipping fun. It's insane. It probably should be illegal. And she's like, well, she'll tell you, it's just not the right time. Monique was the one that Gina ratted around. Gina's like, Monique should do Mary Kay at the party. Your friends will always out you. And I said, Monique, you should do it. Look at all these people. She said, I'm not ready. I didn't know she wasn't ready because she needed to see if I was legit or not. I mean, I don't, but I was like, okay, value where she is and just say, all I said to her was, Monique, I'm going to give you some information. I gave it to her just because Gina thinks highly of you. And you can't do Mary Kay unless you're referred by a consultant. And I don't want just anyone on my team. I like you. And if something changes for you, would you let me know before you did any other kind of company or Mary Kay with somebody else? Because I would at least I would like some skin in the game. I would like a chance. She said, absolutely. I gave her information. It's about communication, but that's who I am. Might not be the most professional or the most professional thing to say, but it's honest and genuine, and people know that, and they know I love them. They know they're not just a number. I don't want just numbers. Now, will people get in and out of Mary Kay a million times? Yep. Will you do everything you possibly could and then leave you, like heartbroken because you don't listen? You kind of think like a man when it comes to that. Just don't worry about it. It's something that's going on with them, but as long as you love them still, it does come back in some way, shape, or form. They'll either come back in your unit. I had a girl come back 21 years later. They might just bring you lots of clientele. There's always something that comes from that. But I know some of you are like, Jenny, I got to do it quick. I want to go to leadership, right? Like I'm doing like 1 month wonder. Well, share with them. Share with everybody. Ask yourself, if Gloria Mayfield Banks got a hold of your profile cards and you tell me you have no one that would ever join your team, I don't care if you just sign your agreement, you have 3 people on your team you don't know about. 99% of the time, your red jackets people you did not know prior to Mary Kay, right? Can we all agree on that? It's usually 3 people. We're just making judgment about them prior to that. If she got a hold of your box of profiles, would none of those people ever do Mary Kay? If they met me at a party, would they never do Mary Kay? And some of them you'll say, no, she wouldn't. Great. Then you've done your job as a consultant. You gave her a choice about buying product. You gave her a choice about changing her life with the career. And you've given her a way to stay your customer and come back or change that opinion and that decision at any point. That is what we're supposed to do. You guys are booking and selling all day long. What you're not doing is sharing. And some of you are like, oh, she went and did this other company. Now this other company has skincare. Now, blah, blah, blah. Or sometimes you're like, she went to this gal, her other friend's Mary Kay party, and that gal's DIQ and Cardi. Not my team member, my customer signed up with her. I'm like, did you ever share with her? Because if you'd done it right, she would not have. She would know Mary Kay was just as important to you as it is a girl in DIQ or on Target for Car. And she would have known, nope. I got to talk to Jen first. Say, I love what you're saying, but I got to talk to Jenny, right? Do they know? So there's not really recruiting situations. There's people fearful. You have your own insecurities and you're not following through all the way. The fortune's in the follow through. Okay, so we're going to open it up for questions. I hope that helps a little bit. Girls, we had double credit last month, but I'm getting ready to sign my 4th team member tomorrow. And all I'm doing is putting product on faces, sharing. If I put a product on a face, I'm sharing with them, virtual, in person, whatever it is. I want them to know I'm never taking money out of their own mouth. I don't want them to think she is one of my 50%. People will say that. They'll think that, well, am I not good enough? Does she not want me? Oh, she probably just likes to profit from me. and they'll go do it somewhere else. I'll say, I will spend your money happily. And you know, I love your face. I'll be the best consultant for you for life. But here's where I can see it could benefit you. But if you don't see that and it has no value to you, then girl, stay with me. Send me all your people. I love you. But if it does, let me give you more information because I want you to decide if you want to pay me full price, not me. I mean, it's the same God blessing thing as a Costco membership. I mean, we get a Costco membership to save money, right? Kind of the same concept. And sometimes they need to hear that and see that and know no matter what they do, they have value and they're important. Okay, any questions? And I hope that helps a little bit. Man, none. Well, dang, that was easy. We did Cletus. They had a million questions. Oh, Patty, what you got, sister?
Okay, I have an issue with girls coming to me and saying that they're very interested in selling Mary Kay. So they do the $30 sign up and then they drop off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
What do I do? I feel like, okay, well, they're going to do it. I need to help them learn. I feel obligated that I don't know what to do. Why even ask? You don't get any product or anything. So I've always had trouble trying to figure out how to handle that.
Well, I think
same for me.
Oh, yep. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just going to say with a $30 sign up, I always highly encourage them to add that $45 sample kit. I mean, that is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So
they have the sample kit, and I asked them, "Have you handed out any samples?" They're like, "A few," and then they just go away. I have like 4 or 5 like that.
I think their commitment's going to be the same whether they bought a $30 or $130. If they're not ready to do it or willing to do some work. Jenny, what do you have to say? I don't know.
Some are going to do that regardless. They'll buy the 130 kit and go to Mary Kay Heaven. All you can do, I think it's in communication. So couple things I think it's going to happen in the process before they sign up. If they're like, Patty, I want to do Mary Kay with you. Patty, a lot of people are going to do that because they just want to be in your space because you're a party in a can. But you'll say, okay, why are you choosing $30 versus the 130? I always ask that question. And if they're like, well, I'm just only going to work virtually, I'll say, great. The summer, that's all I can afford. And I'm going to have to work virtually till I can come up with the other kit. Now you kind of know, right? I'll say, okay, great. If we're going to sign you up right now, your kid's going to be here in 3 to 5 days. Let's get together. Let's talk. You can schedule. I schedule with them. Can we talk tomorrow? Can we talk in 48 hours? Whatever your guys' schedules match up. Because I have a packet I want to customize for you and get to you. And in the meantime, I want you to make a list of everybody with the pulse and skin that you would allow to buy from you. So kind of gets them doing something simple in the beginning, right out the gate. If you're kind of like, some of them you'll be like, she's just going to buy the $30 and never do anything. Or is she going to do it? Some are like having to buy 30, but they're really going to do something anyway. They just got to work a little harder, do things a little backwards, but they're going to do it anyhow. But if you get going, I think what happens is they get excited and sometimes there's like a week gap. And then someone has yucked on their wow and they've lost any confidence that they can do this. And they thought, that's $30. I mean, you spend $30 at McDonald's. So there's no skin in the game for them. So they're like, oh, who cares? It's not that big of a loss, right? So I did have to change that about a year ago when they started doing this 30, like how I and I was like, I don't want to rush you. I'm just excited to work with you. And I know worst thing is going to happen, you get your stuff half off. So I want you to make a list of everything you love in Mary Kay that you personally, if you could afford, if nothing costs you money, what would you use Mary Kay on your body and face, and make a customer list. Can we talk on Tuesday at noon? That'll give Mary Kay time to process it. I'll help you set up your free website. And I know that some are like, good God, Jen, make them do that. But I went over to Monique yesterday. She signed up Monday. I went over there yesterday. We set up a time. We set up her website. She had 2 pages of questions because I did those things. And I don't know if they sometimes I don't know what they sign up with, but that might help a little bit. Patty, some are just going to do that. And then, it's just part of it. Sometimes there's nothing you can do.
I always try to help them set up their website and their pro pay because it is a little confusing for first timers. And, but I got it a little complex because 2 of them went into a state of depression as soon as they joined. So I was like, it's not that much pressure.
Well, and it's usually other things in life, but the only thing they can control usually is this they can control, right? And it's something to blame or be happy about. And if they're like that, just say, girl, don't do anything. Just join us on Monday nights or whatever. And just say, just be around positive people and lift your spirits. If nothing else, that's all it is for you. Girls, that's all it was for me for 2.5 years. I mean, I wasn't dumb. I made a couple $100 extra selling a few friends and family, but I went to meetings. That was it for me. And I wanted my stuff cheap and I wanted my tax perks. It wasn't about a big income or winning anything big. It was not that at all.
I like what you said about asking why they want to do that versus the kit. I never, have ever questioned them on that choice.
Well, because I don't know how to train him. Are you only when you do things virtual, or is that just all you can do right now? And I'll say, well, no, I'd like to do it. Well, why don't we get the sample pack? I'll kind of, sometimes I need more information, know how to support them in their next step.
Okay, thank
So,
you.
yes. Any other questions? That's a good one, Patty. Yes.
So Melissa's girl
Anything
that
else?
was going to sign up the other day in April, Patty, Melissa's girl is waiting because she wants to buy, because we did ask her that question. I said, why is she doing a $30 when she wants to make money? Anyway, so she's waiting until at the end of the month, I said, join October 31st, place your order in November and you'll get that credit. But she's waiting till she has the 175, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least 75 to join.
Well, and I just think here's a little challenge for you. I want you to now look through all your names of your people today. I want you to say, if Jenny or any national talked to her, would she join Mary Kay? And somebody like, yeah, I shared with her 20 years ago. Okay, things have changed in 20 years, girlfriend. You got to tell her about the new compensation stuff, and you can just borrow her to do that. Go through each name, and you can make you print your customer list off, right? You say, some are going to be legit. They would never do Mary Kay if you gave them $1 million. Like, it's just not ever something they're going to do, right? And we love those people, right? But then you need to know different ways to bring value to them, to get free stuff or whatever, ways to support them too. But go through and ask yourself, if Jenny talked to her, would she sign up? If Jenny talked to her, would she sign up? And here's the thing. If I share with 5, I recruit 4 typically. My numbers have gone way up. And I'm not saying anything magical. I promise you that. I'm learning people, and I've done it a million trillion times. And so I share the same information, just a different way, probably with each person, because everybody's unique, right? They're all individuals. So ask yourself, who would do it? And then those are the people I would challenge you. And sometimes it's like, hey, come to our meeting or come to our Pearl call or whatever. What about you just share with them? Why are you waiting for some glamorous event? Share with them, plant the seed, and then still invite them to the fun event, right? It's another layering tool. It speeds it up. You say, girl, kind of spoil your ear. I decided to go move up in management in my company, and I'm comfortable with you. I just want to get my jitters out. I know you already know about Mary Kay, I already told you, but they changed some things. Could you help a girl out? Great. I don't know, give them my eyeshadow or lip gloss or something, or put them in a drawing for a Starbucks card or something. I don't care, but keep going. Here's the deal. Do I have people sign up and never do anything? Yes. Do I, mourn it and have an absolute come apart about it? Not anymore. I learned I can love them, and all I do is feed them right back into being a customer, my friends. If they're not going to end up doing something, like just start treating them like a customer again. So they feel like they have a place to be. They're not disappointing you. They have somewhere to go. And then they might come back again and do it again. Who knows? But I would ask myself, that's your challenge. I would go through all of them. All of us are sitting on a brand new red jacket. Every single one of us. We have 3 team members. We have not. And isn't this the best time for them right now to do Mary Kay? Not just for us to gold medal and get that, opportunity with Kathy, but isn't it best for them? They have the $30 option, right? They can get some tax perks. They're going to maybe make some holiday money. And then with that, they also get money off their first order, and they get part of the Great Start program. I mean, they're building their business off Mary Kay's dollar. That's amazing. So really, for anyone that's ever considered Mary Kay, and I went back to people, I said, girl, I don't know if anything's changed for you. I know you said maybe down the road. There is never a better time than right now to do something like Mary Kay. I'm going to tell you what they're doing this month, and I've never seen that in all my years. Man, they're really trying to help us make some side hustle money, or maybe some corporate money. Can I just tell you what they made different? And then I always tell them, you don't want me to ever talk about it again, I won't. you know. So I think that's something too. I would just talk. You girls aren't sharing. And then would you be sad if I recruited your best customer? Not knowing, like she probably wouldn't even tell me about you. But what if she came? She buys all the monies, spends all the monies with you, buys all the things. She's at a party, doesn't even tell me you exist. She hears how I share, and then she's like, I want to join your team. That happens because your customer doesn't tell about the consultant, right? And then she comes in. You're not going to be mad that she signed Mary Kay with me. You're going to be mad you lost both incomes on her, right? Now you'll never make any, you lost her as your life customer, right? You love her. You spent time, you spent energy, you put some skin in the game, and now she's not there either. And now she's not even your team member. And I'm not saying another Mary Kay person would do that, but another company would. And you lose them the same way. And they're looking for places to go. It's like a bunch of lost sheep out there right now, and they want a location. So we just got to help them. And it might be for them, it might not. You just have to realize, stop being emotional about it. If I asked you for a piece of gum and you said no, am I going to be completely devastated over it for days? No. My Irish just wanted gum. It's no big deal. Move on. If she tells you no to do a Mary Kay, even though you know she needs to do it, she will eventually. Be patient. In 22 years, I've seen it. Just be patient. She's coming. One girl came 21 years later. I've only been in 22. 21 flipping years later. I'm just as excited had she, probably more excited now because I've matured a little bit more in the company. I know a little bit more things than I would have been, you know, if she signed up then. She still has value. So any other questions before we go? I hope that helped you, ladies. All right. I hope you all.
Thank you, Jenny.
Yes, I hope you have a terrific Thursday. Get out there. Say, all right, who could ask to help me out? Who could listen for me? Who could I share with? Who needs me? So, and you'll be shocked. If I can recruit 13 people in one day, anybody can. So anybody can do that. And there's nothing magical about me. I don't even know if there's anything. I usually copy or repeat or take everybody else's ideas. There's nothing different other than I'm willing to hear a no, and you might not be willing to yet. That's the only difference. Because I don't, okay, so what? Move on. She doesn't want to do that. Somebody else does, right? And she might know the person. Ask her, who do you know? I need fun people in my life and in my team. Who's going to be with me? They'll send them to you. So, okay, girls, have an amazing Thursday. I love all of you. Thanks for joining today. Bye, ladies.